Right now at 5, the Carthage School District considers major changes to Pleasant Valley Elementary.
And we've got a slightly cooler day for us today, but still above normal. A look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, the death of a homeless man ignites controversy at Joplin City Council.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is now Tuesday, February the 10th. Just a few more days till Valentine's Day. For those that are required to take part in Valentine's Day, not everybody is necessarily, but no. If you are required,
but for you, it's such a privilege to be able to do
it,
right?
Is. You know, it's not.
That's how you should be framing
it's not a requirement by any means.
It's a privilege to get to show your wife how much you love her.
Well, you know, I try. I'm not great at it most of the time, but I try. You know, and so hopefully you're ready for that. Hopefully you're ready for some rain. At least right now, looking at some shower and thunderstorm chances on Valentine's Day. I know, last week it was looking okay, but we talked last week too. That system had slowed down a bit, and it's continuing to do so, but I mean, it won't be that bad. No. But that just gives you the opportunity to show your sweetheart more love and affection by opening the door, holding the umbrella, things like that. Yeah. See, you get some opportunity.
And we had such a great day yesterday,
Oh my gosh, and we broke a record. In Joplin, it was by 1 degree. We made it to 76. The old record was 75, set back in 1943, though. So we're talking, that was a long-standing record. Probably not looking at record highs today, but it will still be quite mild. We're going to start with our live look from downtown Pittsburgh, where at least for now, some of you, skies are clear, but clouds are beginning to roll in from down south. Westco camera, 7th and range line in Joplin, looking good. There's still even after record-breaking highs, just a smidge of snow down there. KDOT camera, 69 and 400, and it's looking back to the north along 69. Looks pretty good so far as well. And our final stop, the MoDOT camera, 20th and range line in Joplin. Also, not a bad start to the day. Temperatures, not a bad start either. 59 still in Joplin, a little cooler, 51 in Pittsburgh. Now, I want you to keep in mind that our average low is about 26, 27 degrees. You will not find a 20-degree reading anywhere on this map this morning. The coolest we've got looks to be Sedan, sitting at 45. The warmer temperatures down south, 62 in Bentonville. The cold front is coming through, but it also has slowed down. And so because of that, we're going to reach highs a little earlier today. It's not going to have a major impact on temperatures in terms of making it too cold or anything during the day. It just will change things. But look at these temperatures this morning compared to yesterday. Grove's almost 30 degrees warmer now than where they were at this time yesterday morning. So by noon, here's that front right along just south of the I-44 corridor. So instead of being out of the area by noon, it's still kind of pushing through. We'll have gusty north winds on the backside of it, and we're going to have mostly cloudy skies through the majority of our day before we do a little clearing later tonight. Kids out the door, look not too bad. Upper 50s, near 60, mid 60s by lunch and recess, but see, that's a little cooler by the time they head home, low 60s. So I'm saying we'll level out somewhat early with our highs today, and then it will slowly drop off through the evening. So low 60s by 9, mid 60s by noon, low 60s again by 3, and then back into the mid 50s by 6, and breezy. North winds gusting to 25. We will be a little colder tonight, but even with this front, our temperatures remain above average for the next several days. Take a look at that here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. A woman who asked the Joplin City Council to acknowledge a homeless man's death says she's facing backlash instead of empathy. Amanda Bearden says she wanted the council to recognize the death of 41-year-old James Boyer, who died from hypothermia in Joplin last month. KOAM's Kenny Foreman sat down with Bearden, who was still seeking answers from the city.
I would like one more second to just say, James Boyer.
At last week's City Council meeting, Amanda Bearden was hoping the council would at least acknowledge the recent death of James Boyer. Instead, she says she was met with backlash from council members.
As a Carl Junction resident, how many times have you addressed your Carl Junction City Council about these same issues and advocated for support and help from the community that you're a taxpayer and registered voter for?
That doesn't pertain to
twice,
this. Mr. Boyer and the community that
that's not what I asked. Once, twice, never what?
I have not.
It's a numerical.
Rather than engaging with me about the death of Mr. Boyer or showing any kind of empathy,
He immediately went on the attack, asking why I was there speaking when I'm not a Joplin resident, and then telling me that I should take many of the unsheltered to Carl Junction, which is where I am a resident, even though I only live 2 miles from the airport.
41-year-old Boyer was found dead near the Residence Inn on Hammonds Boulevard on January 27th. The coroner's report says the cause of death was hypothermia, which created a cardiac event. Bearden says that the city's strict regulations likely played a part.
I feel wholeheartedly that the city leadership is complicit in his passing because they have instituted ordinances that cause the individuals that we previously would have known exactly where they were staying every night to go further into the woods, to hide further away from the resources because of this camping ordinance.
As someone who works with resource centers, she has a vision for what the city needs to do better.
We could locate them, we could get them to safety and security, and we could keep identifying resources. With the new street medicine residency program, if we don't know where they're at, having residents that are willing and ready and eager to provide them support does no good if we can't find them.
But at the moment, she feels this is only possible with a fresh group of voices.
At this point, it appears that it's going to have to be a change in leadership. It's going to have to be the April City Council vote.
A vigil for James Boyer will take place right here at Spiva Park on Saturday, February 14th at 5 p.m. Reporting in Joplin, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
The city of Joplin did not respond to KOAM's request for comment. Well, the parents of a Joplin area firefighter who died in a golf cart accident reached a $150,000 wrongful death settlement. Tucker Berry was off duty when he was thrown from a golf cart in October of 2024 in Carl Junction and struck his head. He never regained consciousness. The settlement involves two men who were driving golf carts during the incident. Brand Colon, who was driving the cart Berry fell from, still faces criminal charges of involuntary manslaughter. The Berry family will receive just over $99,000 after attorney fees. Officials confirmed the name of a Joplin man who died in a Sunday evening motorcycle crash in Jasper County. The county coroner confirmed that 24-year-old Bryce Roach died after crashing with a car at West 7th Street and Central City Road. Roach was ejected from the motorcycle and rushed to a Springfield hospital where he died early yesterday morning. The crash report did not list any injuries for the driver of the car. The Carthage School District considers major changes to Pleasant Valley Elementary. Superintendent Luke Boyer says no decision has been made yet, but the district needs to expand its Beacon Autism Center, which currently has a waiting list approaching the same number of students the district serves. Boyer says the Pleasant Valley campus is the only location that could support the expansion. The school board plans to discuss potential changes this month. Missouri Governor Mike Kehoe made several stops in Joplin yesterday, highlighting education, workforce development, and health care. Governor Kehoe used his visit to Joplin to talk about broader challenges facing the state, among them how Missouri positions itself for growth and competes with other states for residents and investment.
We need to grow our population. Missouri's population has been stagnant for 30 or 40 years, and we think you need to change up what we're doing. Our state income tax brings in about almost $9 billion from Missourians every year. My position is let Missourians spend and invest that money, much better off than letting any government elected official, including myself, that's not a shot at elected officials. People can always spend their money better than government can. I think that's a good thing.
The governor says improving efficiency, updating Missouri's decades-old tax framework, and controlling costs are key steps towards strengthening the state's long-term growth. Well, a new video from today's show co-anchor Savannah Guthrie makes a desperate plea as the search for her mother Nancy is in its second week. Andreas Gutierrez is in Tuscan, where the family says they believe their mother is still alive.
Calling it their hour of desperation, today's show co-anchor Savannah Guthrie made a plea on behalf of her family for any information leading to her mother Nancy's return.
She was taken and we don't know where. And we need your help. If you see anything, if you hear anything, if there's anything at all that seems strange to you, that you report to law enforcement.
Savannah Guthrie said law enforcement is working around the clock on her mother's case. The family faces a looming deadline Monday, according to an apparent ransom note the FBI is still working to authenticate.
This is very valuable to us. and we will pay.
In a previous message, the family offered to pay, but it's not confirmed what the demand is. One former FBI negotiator is questioning the would-be kidnapper's potential motives.
It also could be more of a emotional or expressive type, grievance. Maybe someone that she knows and it's really not financial, or maybe it just went really bad and they're improvising.
Law enforcement have not held a news conference since last Thursday, and they haven't talked about receiving any proof of life of Nancy Guthrie.
I take them at face value that they have nothing right now. That being said, if they do have a credible lead, they're very smart to hold it close to the vest and to play that tactfully for an operation that might result in the victim being returned alive.
The safe return of Nancy Guthrie is also top of mind for local residents praying for her and the family.
My prayers and the flowers, and I hope it makes them feel a little bit better. We will get her back. We will get her back good and healthy and fine.
That's the earnest wish for all involved here as investigators run down every lead. Andres Gutierrez, CBS News, Tucson.
That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Democrats demand major changes to federal enforcement following deadly shootings. And Chris will have a full look at your forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Topping Nation Watch, funding for the Department of Homeland Security is set to run out Friday night, with lawmakers still far apart on key immigration issues. Democrats are demanding significant reforms to ICE following the deaths of Renee Good and Alex Preddy at the hands of federal agents in Minneapolis. Among other things, they want to restrict immigration agents from wearing masks and require them to display an ID and use body cameras. But Republicans have called some of those demands unrealistic and unserious. A lapse in funding could impact the TSA, Coast Guard, and FEMA. Well, Puerto Rican superstar Bad Bunny turned the Super Bowl halftime show into a full-blown dance party Sunday. The numbers are in, and it turns out the singer's show was the most watched halftime performance of all time, with more than 135 million viewers. Adriana Diaz reports.
The grass grew into a field of sugarcane as Bad Bunny kicked off his halftime show. The singer started his set by walking us through a colorful Caribbean landscape filled with a Domino's game, a nail salon, and even a shaved ice card. He then took us to La Casita, the same pink house from his Puerto Rican residency last year, where Jessica Alba, Cardi B, Karol G, and Pedro Pascal were all VIP.
Los declaro marido y mujer.
From there, it morphed into a real-life, legally binding wedding with quite the wedding singer. Lady Gaga, singing a salsa version of Die With a Smile. She also showed off her dance moves at the wedding reception. Bad Bunny then took a shot from a Puerto Rican pioneer, Toñita, who owns a legendary New York social club. At one point, cameras found a young boy and his family watching the moment Bad Bunny won his Grammy last week. The singer then passing the dream forward. La Brega podcast host Alana Casanova Burgess.
I think a lot of people, myself included, saw parallels between that little boy and Liam Conejo Ramos. We know that little boy wasn't Liam Conejo Ramos, but whether it was a younger Bad Bunny or any other Latino kid, I think the parallels were pretty clear.
From there, Bad Bunny brought out fellow Puerto Rican icon Ricky Martin.
Quieren quitarme el río y también la playa.
God bless America!
And then closed out the show, shouting out every country across the Americas.
Venezuela, Guyana!
Marching with all their flags in front of a jumbotron that read, "The only thing more powerful than hate is love." An alternative halftime show viewed by more than 5 million people was headlined by Kid Rock. Bad Bunny's set drew a record-breaking 135 million viewers and tens of thousands in person.
I love the fact that everybody was like bringing culture together and he was just trying to mend things.
I think music should be universal and it was absolutely fantastic.
Seguimos aquí.
Adriana Diaz, CBS News.
Still to come, the dental health struggles for young people with autism. Plus, following record-breaking temperatures yesterday, Chris is going to have a look at your Tuesday forecast. Today in entertainment news, the battle over books, a battle to save mankind, and yes, one battle after another. Here's David Daniel with the Hollywood Minute.
So I have a new roommate now.
Hi, Grace.
Together, we're pretty smart, but no one's ever done this before.
It is time go.
I think you're being go time, pal.
Here's a look at the final trailer for Project Hail Mary. Ryan Gosling plays a science teacher sent into space to discover why the sun is dying. Project Hail Mary, based on the novel by The Martian writer Andy Weir, opens in IMAX and other theaters March 20th.
You know what freedom is? What? No fear. Go!
Paul Thomas Anderson appears to be in the driver's seat in this year's Oscars race. The Directors Guild of America has given the One Battle After Another director its top prize. The DGA winner has gone on to win the Oscar for Best Director in each of the last 5 years.
If you would have asked me 10 years ago if I was going to have security concerns at a librarian conference, I would have been like, you're nuts.
The Librarians looks at the battle over books with race-related and LGBTQIA+ content and the consequences for education, free expression, and what it means to be a librarian. The Independent Lens documentary debuts today on PBS and the PBS app. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Certainly a lot of interesting projects. Well, now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, again, we are going to be a little cooler today, and that's just because we got that cold front pushing through this morning, but we'll still be above normal. Bit breezy as well. We'll talk about that and take a look at our shower chances this weekend when the KOAM Morning News returns.
Here's your Skywatch weather forecast from the trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
And welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. Just now turning 5:24 on this Tuesday morning. Happy Tuesday to all of you. Yesterday was an incredible day. Absolutely amazing. Today, not as incredible, but still not bad. We're going to be above normal out there. So our cold front, one of the big changes for this morning is the cold front was expected to be through our area by lunchtime. You can see it's slowed down just a smidge. Not a lot, but a smidge. So by lunchtime, it's in the southeastern corner of our region, but still pushing through. Like I said, it's not going to have a significant impact on our weather today. It's just going to alter some of our temperatures and how long we stay a certain way, which we'll break down for you because I know that sounded confusing because it's weird to explain, but we'll explain it in a better way in a moment. First off, we're going to have mostly cloudy skies. Right now, we're fairly clear. Clouds are building in the southern half of our region, and we'll start to go partly to mostly cloudy through the morning. Gusty south winds ahead of this front. We'll have gusty north winds behind this front. No precipitation expected with it. Could be a few stray showers much further south. Some of the data has suggested it might try and make it like Delaware, McDonald, Berry counties and points south, but then some of it says it won't. And this particular future track says it won't. It's saying that any rain that builds in is going to be a little too late in the day. So once that clears on through, we go overnight tonight, and that's the other thing, is we're mostly cloudy up until about midnight, and then we get beyond that, and we start clearing out very quickly after midnight. So mostly clear skies after midnight and into tomorrow morning. We'll have some pretty clear skies initially, and then we'll start to go partly cloudy as we head later into the afternoon and evening hours. And otherwise, things not too bad. Then clouds will start to thicken up again. Wednesday night into Thursday morning, we'll start to go mostly cloudy out there. And as we go late Thursday, now again, this feature track only goes out a couple of days, so it kind of runs out of data by about 5 on Thursday. But very late Thursday into early Friday, we'll see an opportunity for some showers, and we'll break that down for you as well. So the impact of the front pushing through a little later is we reach our high temperatures early, but then we kind of hover there for a bit as that front pushes through. So some of you up north are going to be further behind the front, maybe a little cooler than this, but not by much. Like I said, it's not a huge impact, but it does make us cooler than yesterday. So near 60 to start, but only about the mid 60s. So instead of a 20-degree jump like yesterday, about a 5-degree increase. We hover at that zone. Depending on your placement behind the front, your temperatures may drop off a little earlier. They will not plummet. This isn't going to be some Arctic freeze, but you'll eventually fall back to around the upper 50s, low 60s by 4, and those north winds gusting to 25. North winds remain gusty tonight, still pushing 25. Clouds hang on through about midnight, and we'll start clearing out. We are colder, but still technically above normal into the mid-30s. Now, we go into Friday. Isolated to widely scattered showers are a possibility. The better chances, unfortunately, are on Valentine's Day as we start in the morning we're going to have scattered showers and thunderstorms. Now, do remember, this longer range future track, rain storms possible where the green is, with greater chances in the darker colors of green and then those shades of yellow. It does not mean that the entire southern half of the United States is under a deluge of rain, but it's showing showers, maybe even some thunderstorms. Nothing severe expected at this point. Could be impacting us throughout the morning on Saturday, really the southern 2/3 of the region, and then it'll start to clear out very early Sunday, and then by Sunday afternoon and evening, skies begin to clear, and so does the rain. All right, here we go. Temperatures again today, mid-60s, cooler tomorrow, mid-upper 50s, but still, like I said, it's above normal. All of our temperatures, even with these fluctuations, are staying above normal. We go into some shower chances again late Thursday, Friday, better chances for showers, maybe a rumble of thunder on Saturday. Still hanging on to the mid-50s. We'll go back into the 60s, maybe even low 70s next week, with another system bringing us back down to the mid-50s in the second half of the next work week. That is a check of your forecast. Now we're going to send it over to Samantha with Health Watch.
Thanks, Chris. It's National Children's Dental Health Month, and brushing teeth is routine for many families. But for kids with autism, it can be a major battle. Now, dental experts are teaming up with parents to make it easier. Tina Cross reports from London.
Ready, sit next to Mummy. Anne-Marie lives in England with two autistic sons, Tolan and Freddie. She says cleaning their teeth has been the toughest part of raising them.
You've got not only the physical, the noise, you've got the taste. That whole experience together just became too overwhelming. And it would result in challenging behaviour, lashing out, self-harm.
Her boys brushed as much as they could handle, but by elementary school, both needed surgery and had 12 teeth removed under general anesthetic.
It was devastating, absolutely devastating.
The traumatic experience led Anne-Marie and other parents to team up with researchers at the University of Leeds School of Dentistry.
I personally can see better to brush like this.
Together, they created a new website with practical tips for children with autism, from brushing and healthy eating to making dentist visits less stressful.
It is often quite fraught and challenging for the child to come into a dentist. Funny smells, different sensations, lighting, and often we might say, can you take a picture at home so that we've got an idea of what you're worried about?
Experts say autismtoothcare.com will help families around the world take control of their oral health.
I think it's revolutionary. I honestly think that if I'd have had this toolkit back when the boys were young, we wouldn't have had to have teeth extraction. It wouldn't have been the end result.
That's it, good boy. Well done. Anne-Marie hopes other parents will log on and brush up on how to turn tooth troubles into triumphs. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
According to the CDC, nearly 1 in 4 American kids has untreated tooth decay, and research shows children with autism face even higher risk. That's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 5:30, a $4 million makeover will transform Ottawa County's Dobson Museum.
And we are going to be a bit cooler tonight, or well today, I'm sorry, it's dark outside, it's like nighttime. We'll be a little cooler today, some gusty winds as a cold front pushes through. Look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, a genealogy class thrives under the guidance of a 99-year-old teacher.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:33. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is now Tuesday, February the 10th. Happy Tuesday to everybody. We're making it through a beautiful day yesterday, record-breaking day yesterday.
It was lovely to be outside, which, you know, a couple weeks ago I wouldn't have been.
No.
Like, that's not something we can say.
No, a couple weeks. It's a why, you know, it's the 4 states. We always say if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes, it'll change. And that seems to be the case. So, but we did break some records yesterday. I know Joplin broke the previous record. We were 76 officially. Previous record was 75 back in 1943. So yeah, we only beat it by a degree, but we broke a record that's been in place since World War II.
And it's a good record to be. You know?
Yeah, I mean, we'll certainly take the warmer weather. And while we are cooler today, we will still remain above normal across the area. That gusty north wind, not north wind. the Norths are involved, then we have a different situation once again. But that north wind is going to make it feel a little cooler. Let's start with our look outside downtown Pittsburgh. I thankfully see no Vikings on the streets, so I don't think we have to worry about a north wind by any means, but you never know. All right, you never know. We're looking good otherwise. Westco camera, 7th and range line in Joplin, looking good as well. It's still incredible. Even after a record-breaking day, there's still that much snow hanging on out there. It's been, 3 weeks now since the snow. Just has not wanted to go away. It's just that little reminder. KDOT camera 69-400 looking north along 69 toward Pittsburgh. Looks good. And our final stop, the MoDOT camera at 20th and range line in Joplin, looking good as well. So let's take a look at those temperatures. Not bad. 59 in Joplin, 53 in Pittsburgh. You can kind of see where that front's beginning to make its way into the region. It's a little behind schedule. Not a major impact with it being behind schedule. Just alters where our temperatures peak and how long they peak for. But even with it coming through, we're 44 in Sedan. That's the coldest temperature we've got. Sitting at 62 in Bentonville and Jay, the warmer temperatures. So again, a pretty decent idea as to where that boundary is right now. But even then, even with Sedan being in the 40s, you're still 15, 14 degrees warmer than where you were this time yesterday morning. Grove, though, at northeastern Oklahoma, the southern portions of our area, upwards of 30 degrees warmer, at least close to 30-degree change from yesterday morning at this same time. So by noon, here's the front. And yesterday by noon, that front should have been gone. So again, all that does is we'll reach our high temperatures somewhat early, and then we level out for a while before that front finally gets all the way through, and then we'll start to see temperatures fall back just a bit. Again, thankfully, they will not plummet. The big deal is we're going to have those gusty north winds and cloudy skies across the area. Kids heading out the door, about 60 in most cases, mid-60s by lunch and recess, and then dropping back down to the low 60s as they head home later today. We'll be into low 60s by 9. And again, between about 10, 11, we start to reach those highs. We level out through about 2, and then temperatures, again, depending on where you are in relation to the front, temperatures will gradually fall back, and those north winds will be gusting to 25. We will still remain above average. We're a little cooler tomorrow, but our temperatures over the next several days, even with the ups and downs, are staying above normal. We'll talk about that and some rain chances later this week here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. In Miami, Oklahoma, the Dobson Museum is almost complete with their $4 million renovation. This renovation is funded through the Nellie Dobson Trust that owns the home and museum and pays for operational expenses. Dobson Museum and nearby home represents a historical site for Ottawa County, sharing years of history, making the updates a need for the community. Children's Story Time at the Johnston Public Library in Baxter Springs featured special guests yesterday. 2 firefighters from the local department read stories about Sprinkles the Fire Dog, which teaches lessons on friendship and kindness. Kids enjoyed playing games, coloring, wearing fire hats, and seeing a real-life fire truck outside. In Benton, Arkansas, a 99-year-old woman is showing that when it comes to pursuing your passions, there is no age limit. Carthage has her story.
There's a lot going on at the Benton Senior Activity Center. Line dancing and beanbag baseball are always a hit. But on Thursdays at 9:30, a different kind of activity.
It's locating who your ancestors were.
That's the purpose of the weekly genealogy class here, and the woman teaching it has quite a history herself. Mary Louise Chittenden celebrated her 99th birthday at the start of last week. She started teaching the class at 91. For her, it was a no-brainer.
I wanted somebody else to be excited when I found something.
They are excited, with much of the group planning to attend a genealogy conference in Utah this March. In the meantime, they have their weekly Thursday meetings, which Chittenden says she'll teach for as long as she's able.
I'm not probably going to be able to do as much as I did, but I have good helpers that will operate the computer.
Helpers like Doris Owen of Hensley, who's there every week.
The lady's awesome. You walk into a class, and I'm an old techie, but she's 99, and most people in their 70s can't do some of the stuff she's doing. She'll outlive us all.
Chittenden says the class is a team effort, and she's just grateful for people who are as passionate as she is. She encourages anyone who wants to learn more about their history to attend the class. And don't worry, it's free.
We charge them the same part that I get paid.
In Benton, Carter Thweet, THV 11 News.
That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. A look back at the Super Bowl ads and the strategies aimed at getting your attention. In Consumer Watch, we can't have the final numbers for this stat just yet, but yesterday, post-Super Bowl Monday, it was expected to have record-breaking sick call-outs. A survey from workforce management platform UKG finds that more than 26 million Americans planned to miss work yesterday, surpassing last year's survey total of 22.6 million. UKG says the mass call-outs could result in a $5.2 million loss in work productivity for the day. Between the touchdowns and the tackles, Super Bowl commercials make us laugh, cry, and sometimes ask, what was that selling? But for the companies shelling out millions for the spots, do they actually work? Evan Moon talked with ad experts about this year's standouts and whether that airtime really turns into revenue.
From humor to heart, commercials steal a lot of the Super Bowl spotlight. This year, nostalgia took center stage with T-Mobile's Backstreet Boys throwback and Duncan's nod to classic sitcoms and movies. Ad Age Editor-in-Chief Janine Pogge spoke with CBS Mornings about the strategy.
They're trying to reach different demographics across the board. So whether it's Jurassic Park or doing some spoofs on old sitcoms, while also adding Charlie XCX or Alex Earl.
And instead of comedy, some advertisers go for sentiment.
Those moments, some of the quieter moments, tend to stand out for that reason. And they said that, it is a responsibility to use marketing dollars to inspire America.
This year, a 30-second Super Bowl ad cost companies between $8 and $10 million, a big jump from the $7 to $8 million average in 2025, all for airtime that reaches about 130 million consumers. But do these commercials actually pay off?
It actually is very much worth it.
Kantar marketing expert Carrie Benson says the Super Bowl is prime time for profits.
The Super Bowl is kind of a good deal, because there's no other venue or entertainment platform that gets people to talk about brands the way that the Super Bowl does. Say it's $10 million for an ad. You're going to get $8.6 in return on that for every dollar spent.
Benson says the winners are often the ads that make you laugh.
We have data that shows the harder you make people laugh, the more they'll remember your brand.
And she says AI-created commercials don't do as well.
We saw Svedka come out with a 100% AI ad, and it was fun, and to their credit, they used robots, but the ad didn't score as well as some of the ads that were made by humans.
Brands playing for sales, turning these moments into money. Evan Moon, CBS News, New York.
That's it for Consumer Watch. And now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
We've got some clouds starting to roll into the southern half of our area. Cold front pushing through today makes us cooler than yesterday, but still above normal. We'll have a complete breakdown of your forecast and some rain chances later this week when we come back.
Farmers will have another tool to fight weeds this upcoming season. Details in today's Ag Day Minute.
I'm Clinton Griffiths with today's Ag Day Minute, coming to you from Farm Journal's Top Producer Summit just getting underway in Nashville, Tennessee. An important weed killer for many farmers getting the green light once again. EPA reinstating dicamba for 2026 for use on genetically modified cotton and soybeans. Now, the agency saying it found no unreasonable risk to human health or the environment, but it says it's cutting the amount that can be used annually in half and restricting applications during high temperatures. Its use has drawn controversy in the past over concerns about the product drifting and destroying crops nearby. The U.S. pork processor Smithfield Foods is closing a plant. A warn notice was posted showing 190 employees will lose their jobs at the facility in Springfield, Massachusetts. The plant, which is a dry sausage facility, told local media in western Massachusetts production will be transferred to other Smithfield packaged meats facilities. And here's another way to send your love this weekend to your special Valentine. The FarmLink Project inviting people to dedicate rescued cabbage in honor of someone they love. It says every donation supports the redistribution of surplus cabbage from farms to food banks, ensuring it doesn't go to waste. To find out more, head over to farmlinkproject.org. For more Ag News, watch Ag Day weekdays on the station or get updates over at agweb.com.
Here's your Skywatch weather forecast from the trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
We've got a cooler day out there for us today, and not by a lot. It's about Okay, it is a lot. It's 10 degrees cooler today than where we were yesterday, but even then, that's still well above average. Remember, we should be in the upper 40s. That's not going to happen. Not for some time. Our cold front, the biggest change for this is it's a little slower pushing through. Yesterday, when we showed you the future track, it was out of here by noon, maybe even a little before. But now by noon, you can see it's kind of stuck just south of I-44. The only impact that has is it causes most of us to reach our high temperatures somewhat early this morning and then level out for a little bit until that front gets further through the area. This is one of those situations too. It's a little more difficult on the forecasting side for this region because some of you will obviously be much further behind the front than others, and your temperatures, the variance on temperatures from here to here is going to be wide. Not huge. You're not going to plummet. Nobody's going to plummet. It's just, you may be in the mid 50s while down here we're still in the mid 60s at noon. So that's what I'm saying. So as it rolls through though, we're all going to get in on some partly to mostly cloudy skies, and we all get those gusty north winds. They're out of the south now, but again, as the front pushes through, they will switch. It'll be gusty overnight tonight, and what's more interesting is after midnight, clouds clear very quickly. So we go mostly cloudy through about midnight or so, then skies begin to clear pretty fast. And we'll have clear skies to start Wednesday, but as we go later into the day Wednesday, we'll start having some partly cloudy skies, and then clouds will continue to increase overnight Wednesday into Thursday. Now we've got a southeasterly breeze Thursday morning. We've got the cloudy skies. Sprinkle or two is possible during the daytime hours on Thursday, though not likely. It'll be late Thursday that we'll get another round of some clouds and an opportunity for some isolated to scattered showers, and that sets off a few days of rain chances. So again, today clouds thickening up. Bear in mind these temperatures are going to have some variance depending on where you are behind the front. So we're going again with what an average is expected for most of us, but not all of you will be at these same numbers. But near 60 by 8 and about the mid 60s by 11. So yesterday we had a 20-degree jump in temperatures, not happening today. We reached those highs again about 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, level out, and then as we head into the afternoon, they'll slowly start to fall. So we'll reach highs mid 60s, back down to about 60 by 4, north winds gusting to 25. North winds continue to gust to 25 overnight tonight. We're still mostly cloudy through the evening. And then after that, we start to clear out. And while we are colder tonight, obviously, because we're in the 50s right now this morning for most of us, we're still above normal, back into the mid 30s. Now let's talk very quickly about rain chances. So Thursday night through Friday, isolated to scattered shower chances. As we go into Saturday, like we've discussed on this future track, when it goes further out, it is not that the entire southern half of the country is soaked in rain, but in this entire zone, showers and some thunderstorms look to be possible. We're not expecting anything severe, but we could get some rumbles of thunder on Valentine's Day. So you need to make sure you keep the umbrella handy if you're going out for dates or dinner reservations or whatever you may be doing, because this will move in pretty early. This is by noon Saturday. Showers, maybe a rumble of thunder or two out there, and that will continue. This system is expected to potentially track a little further north. So some of you, it's not showing rain, but very likely going to get into it by Saturday, but we'll keep an eye on that. That continues for Saturday evening and early Sunday morning in our southern counties. And as we go through the day on Sunday, rain begins to clear out and those clouds will begin to clear out as well. So we're going to go again mid 60s today, mid 50s tomorrow. Like I said, even though we get cooler, we are still above average. We'll go into the mid 60s again Thursday, hang on to the 50s through the weekend, back into the 60s, maybe some low 70s next week, with another system in the second half of next week, putting our temperatures back down to the mid 50s. That is a check of your forecast. We're going to send it over to Samantha now with sports.
Thanks, Chris. Today in sports, New Heights rolls past Purdy and Joplin, fueled by fast break offense and second chance points. In the second quarter, Broderick Burns grabs an offensive rebound and finds Nolan Stanton for a layup to push the Cougars' lead past 20. Jaden Smith adds to the run with multiple transition buckets, while Ben Schmauscher jumps a pass and kicks it ahead for another Stanton three. New Heights controls the game on both ends, cruising to a lopsided win over the Eagles. That's it for sports. We'll be right back. This winter wonderland is a gift from a Minneapolis area man to his grandchildren. It includes the Papa Bear Plunge. That's Steve Bleese's name for his homemade luge that's almost 300 feet long. He estimated it took him more than 100 hours to build. His grandkids say they love it and appreciate their grandpa. Got to be careful, Chris. Your kids are going to expect this next snow day.
We don't get enough snow to make a luge out of, but I'm not building anything like that either. They made giant snow piles and giant snowballs with the last snow, and then jumped into them. So that was the extent of what they wanted. So
let's keep it there.
I'm fine with them leaving it that way.
Don't let them see this and let them get ideas.
No. Well, thankfully they're probably barely awake or not even awake yet. So hopefully they didn't see that, because I'm not building a ski park in the yard. And we don't even have enough hills in the yard. It's mostly anyway. Here's what we've got. We don't need to worry about ski season here, not for a while, as our temperatures continue to remain above normal. Even though we are cooler today, we are still about 10 to 15 degrees. I'd say about closer to 10 degrees. Yeah. Hold on. I can't math. I'm sorry. We're still 20 degrees above average today. Too early in the morning. I just got the coffee. That's probably why. All right. About 60 to start. Mid-60s by 11. Clouds will continue to increase. They're already doing so. We'll go around the mid-60s. We reach highs early, level out, and then slowly drop off through the afternoon. North winds will be gusting to 25. We remain mostly cloudy through midnight, and then we'll start to see clouds very quickly clear out after midnight. Mid-30s tonight. North winds still gusting to about 25. Now, tomorrow we'll have northeast winds about 5 to 10. We're still, again, we are cooler yet, but we're still, that's where I was getting it from. We're still about 10 to 15 degrees above average tomorrow for many of us. We stay above normal, even with the temperatures up and down. We'll stay above normal. We have some rain chances rolling in late Thursday and potentially for Valentine's Day, so keep the umbrella handy. Let's check out your forecast. Another hour of the KOAM Morning News up next.